And in the background of reading these articles, I will be playing solitaire to help you relax, to set the mood, and maybe you will fall asleep. If that sounds good to you, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I have the goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2024, and I only have a month left. Thank you. The first article is from skynews.com, and it's titled Philippines Authorities Raise New Theory in Murders of David James Fisk, his wife Lucita Barquin Cortez, and her daughter-in-law. The article was published on July 13, 2024. Detectives are investigating a theory. The killer knew at least one of the victims, an Australian couple and their daughter-in-law, found dead in a Philippines resort. So Sky News is an Australian news website, and it's about a couple and their daughter-in-law that were found dead in another country in Philippines. The bodies of Australian David James Fisk, 57, and his wife Lucita Barquin Cortez, 55, were discovered by a staff member inside their lake hotel room located in Gagged, T-A-G-A-Y-T-A-Y, south of Manila, M-A-N-I-L-A. Miss Cortez's daughter-in-law, Mary Jane Cortez, 30 years old, was also found dead at the scene. All three victims had their hands and feet bound with electrical cords and shoelaces, and they had packaging tape over their mouths. Police are treating their deaths as murder. Before I continue, there's a picture in the article, and this is the picture of David and his wife Lucita, and she's 55 years old. In this picture, she does not look 55. Poor woman. Police are treating their deaths as murder, but are still working on a motive. Investigators have said they remain open to all theories in the early stages of the probe, including that the suspect had known the daughter-in-law. Philippines Police Lieutenant Charles Daven said, quote, "We are still in the process of our investigation and gathering all the necessary information to establish the real motive for this case. We have followed him," the suspected killer, "after he exited from the hotel, and more than that, process of investigating, end quote. And here's the picture of the suspected killer that was spotted leaving the room. One of the reasons behind the latest theory that the killer knew the daughter-in-law is that police say no valuables in the couple's hotel room, such as the mobile phones, were taken. So it was not a burglary. But you mean someone followed this family from Australia to murder them? I don't know. Security camera vision showed the suspect leaving the hotel room dressed in a black hood jumper, maroon shorts, sneakers, and carrying a black backpack. Detectives continue to review other CCTV footage nearby the hotel. Mr. Fisk's family confirmed his death in a statement on Friday. Well, this is from July. The statement said, quote, the family's statement said, quote, the love we have for our father and Lucida is so dear, and this situation is like living a nightmare. We pray for answers and the truth in this horrific matter, and just pray for their safe return to Australian shore. His daughters, based in Sydney's Sutherland Shire, have requested for privacy. Tributes have started to pour in as loved ones found out about the couple's deaths. One wrote to Facebook, quote, my condolences to my cousin who died in the Philippines, and hubby David Fisk and daughter-in-law Mary Jane Cortez. May they rest in peace. End quote. It goes on to add another close friend's words after they heard the news. And the article continues, according to the Philippines lieutenant, Australian authorities are assisting with a special investigation task force formed to look into the deaths. Police have also urged any witnesses who saw the man to come forward. One security guard at the entrance of the hotel said he saw the suspect, who claimed to have been checked in and had a key card to the room. What? It is understood the couple were about halfway through their holiday. A GoFundMe has been set up to support the Mr. Fisk and Mrs. Cortez's family, and so far $7,500 has been raised. The Department of Foreign Affairs said in a statement consular assistance was being provided to the families of the Australians found dead. They said, we send our condolences to the families at this difficult time. Owing to our privacy obligations, we are unable to provide further comments. I'm gonna do a quick search and see if there's been any update on who the killer might have been since July. And I'll be back in half a second. I found an article from Daily Mail that was alleged murders. The article says a former pool cleaner who allegedly murdered two Australian tourists and their relative in their hotel room in Philippines may have been motivated to seek revenge on his ex-employer and to fuel an online gambling addiction. So, the last article that said the police were suspecting that the killer might have known the daughter-in-law was not correct if this guy is the right guy. Apparently, he didn't know him at all. Well, let's keep reading. Ronel Estepona Perrido, Ronel Estipona, Perrido, faced a closed court on Thursday, around 2 weeks ago, after he pleaded not guilty to murdering Sydney man David Fisk and his Filipino-Australian partner Lucida Cortez and her Filipino daughter-in-law Mary Jane Cortez. Well, I guess that's why they thought they knew the daughter-in-law. It's alleged Perrido entered the family's room at the popular Gagged Lake Hotel, 70 kilometers southwest of Manila, through a balcony window while the trio were asleep. Police are investigating whether he allegedly murdered Mr. Fisk and then ordered the woman to transfer money to his online account before allegedly killing them. Now tell me, if there was evidence of them transferring money somewhere, how did they not catch him way sooner? Well, maybe it was hard tracking the online account. The article continues. The dead trio were found lying face down with their hands and feet bound with electrical cord and tape over their mouths. Perrido, believed to be aged in his 20s, was allegedly fired from hotel for stealing and may have sought revenge after failing to receive his final paycheck. He was arrested days after the Gagged mayor told the local police chief they would be fired if they failed to make progress on the case within a week. Interesting. While the Philippines defaultly closes courtrooms to the public and media, Australian reports got a chance to question Perrido, who wore a bright yellow shirt with the words "person deprived of liberty" outside court. Interesting, very interesting. When asked if he had anything to say to the families of his alleged victims, Perrido shook his head. The accused killer sat on a wooden bench outside the courtroom with his Mary Jane's husband. Mr. Cortez told the publication, quote, "When I saw him, I was mad. I wanted to approach the guy." End quote. He was forced to quit his job as a delivery driver following his wife's death to focus on raising his 4 children. Oh my God. The youngest is just 4 years old. He's grateful for the help of his eldest daughter, 12, whom Mary Jane taught how to cook and clean. Mr. Cortez said that Mary Jane would always tell their children, "What if I'm not here anymore?" Mr. Fisk's family were unable to attend the court hearing, but have hired a private prosecutor for their criminal and civil claims, as well as action against Burrito. The family will sue the Lake Hotel for allowing the allegedly disgruntled employee access to its premises. The prosecutor that they employed said in a statement on family's behalf that they were blindsided by the senseless alleged attack. David was someone's father, brother, and son, whose life was senselessly taken in such a violent manner in a country far from their own. This has left them with so many questions unanswered, and more than anything else, they seek justice to its fullest extent. The swift action of the local government authorities in the Gagged city has not gone unnoticed, and the family wishes to extend their gratitude. Their prompt action provided a measure of solace to David's family during this difficult time, and they remain hopeful that these efforts will lead to the prosecution of those responsible. End quote. It's understood Burrito is seeking advice for a plea deal. Interesting. What do you think? You think this is the right guy or the Filipino? For a second I thought that Filipino authorities just got this guy, and he was someone that they could blame it on him to have the pressure from Australian and Filipino authorities off of them. Or you think he is the right guy? I'm gonna go with the latter. I think latter. Anyway, because of the details. They said that he was addicted to games and he transferred money from their bank account to his gaming account. That's unbelievable. What if he hadn't done that? Maybe he'd never be caught. I don't know. And how, if it was him, how didn't they catch him just a day after that? I don't know. But that is the end of this article, and we are going to leave this case at that, and we'll look back at it in a few months to see if something new has happened. To end this video, I want to read an article about a Fox News. It's titled Hawaii Woman's Cryptic Text Messages Prompt Concern After Disappearance. It is about the disappearance of Hana Kobayashi, and it was published on November 15, 2024. A series of cryptic text messages has left the family of a 31-year-old Hawaii woman concerned after she vanished on her way to vacation in New York City. Hana Kobayashi, Kobayashi, 31, was en route to see her aunt in the Big Apple for a bucket list vacation when she texted a friend that she got tricked into pretty much giving away all my funds. Those are in quote. Got tricked into pretty much giving away all my funds. In a second message, Hannah told her friend she was tricked, quote unquote, for someone I thought I loved. Now this right there shows me that this woman was kidnapped and possibly, very likely murdered by her ex-boyfriend or boyfriend. Let's keep reading. These are in quotes that Hannah's sister, Sydney Kobayashi, told the news. Quote, she texted her that she was scared and that she couldn't come back home. It was just really weird texts. It's weird to me because it doesn't sound like her. Like there's something off about it. So I wasn't too sure. I don't know if it's her or if it's someone else texting as her. Hannah's mother, Brandy E. filed a missing person report with the Los Angeles Police Department after her daughter disappeared. She said her concern only grew after her daughter did not answer her calls or texts. The concerned mother said that her daughter had planned a vacation to the Big Apple to visit an aunt and flew to the Los Angeles International Airport on November 7 from Maui. She said Hannah's cell phone still shows her at LAX. The mother told the news, quote, I didn't hear from her. I texted her, hey, how are you? Are you in New York City yet? And she texted me, not yet. So Hannah was supposed to meet her mother's sister in New York. So her mother texted her sister and said, I reached out to her and I'm like, hey, have you heard from Hannah? She said, no, she's supposed to meet me at the hotel in New York City and we're supposed to go on a show tonight. And unfortunately, that is all that we know on this case, and this article ends by saying anyone with information is asked to call the family at 845-7 Unfortunately, there is no fresh news on where Hana Kobayashi is, but there is an article on Daily Mail, and in it said that the family said that the ex-boyfriend who had continued on to New York is being helpful with the hunt for Hana. And they also said that this boyfriend they had planned the trip with a former boyfriend who was on the flight from Maui with her. Although the former couple